Hello, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the World BioEconomy Forum. The World BioEconomy Forum is a global platform that was created so that stakeholders in bioeconomy can share concepts and ideas that will promote sustainable solutions for the global economy. Moreover, its ambitious purpose is to foster the replacement of industry, services, and products that cause climate change by those that can minimize their effects and have a positive impact on the climate, society, and the environment. This forum is being held in Belém, Pará, and it is being broadcast over the internet to all of those who have subscribed. All the teams and participants in this meeting are following strict cleaning and sanitizing protocols established for the COVID-19 pandemic. We're beginning our World Bioeconomy Forum, and on behalf of the Pará state government, we'd like to thank all of those who have joined us today, and we'd like to invite the governor of the state of Pará, Mr. Elder Barbalho, to come to the stage, please. The governor of the state of Amapá, Mr. Antônio Baldes Costa da Silva, on behalf of the consortium of the chairman of Amazonia Legal, the governor of the state of Maranhão, Mr. Flavio Dino. I now have the honor to invite the founder of the World Bioeconomy Forum to join us, Mr. Jukka Kantola. Chairman of the Brazilian Association of Agribusiness, Mr. Marcello Brito. Executive Director of the Brazilian Industry of Trees, Mr. José Carlos Fonseca. And the Secretary General of the Amazon Cooperation Treaty, Ms. Alexandra Moreira. On behalf of the government of the state of Pará and the World Bioeconomy Forum, we would like to thank all of you for joining us, both in person or online. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now start our opening remarks of the World Bioeconomy Forum with its founder, Mr. Jukka Kantola, who will be speaking English.
There is a Brazilian proverb stated, "Juez é brasileiro." I hope that after the forum we can say also, a bioeconomia é brasileira. Your Excellency Governor Elder Barbalho, Your Excellency Governors of the Great Amazon, Your Excellency Madam Secretary General of the Amazon Cooperation Treaty Organization, Your Excellencies, Ambassadors to Brazil, dear business leaders of the bioeconomy, representatives of the country of the Amazon region, experts and scientists, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, dear followers of the World Bioeconomy Forum. My name is Jukka Kantola, I am the founder of the World Bioeconomy Forum. It's my great pleasure to open the Forum 2021. The World Bioeconomy Forum goes to Brazil live from Belém. Here we are in the capital of the bioeconomy 2021. The bioeconomy year 2021 is taking its final leap. The idea of the forum in Brazil was first time mentioned 2 years ago when Mr. Marcello Brito participated in the forum 2019 in Finland. During that good times we could then travel a bit more than today. Hopefully those days will come along again. During those forum days, Mr. Brito proposed that the concept of this World Bioeconomy Forum is so remarkable, engaging, so why not having it here in Brazil? In the forum, we think that there's no one fit all. Instead, there are bioeconomies which are always based on their own strength. So what would be the better showcase the different bioeconomies than to bring in the forum in various locations, like we are here today in Brazil and in Belém. So we started to closing this opportunity for 2020. Okay, we all know that we were overtaken by the pandemic in the beginning of 2020. So we had to revise the plans a bit. So we had a virtual forum on that day. And we postponed this event to this year, 2021. Being in Belém is only possible thanks to the designers of the Pará State Governor, Barbalho. And we are sincerely grateful to the Governor and the State of the Pará for hosting the forum here in Belém, in the gateway to Amazon. The Governor has a vision that the bioeconomy is providing a great future for the state. He and his government set up a professional team to ensure that we are here today. Today, we are also hearing how the state of the Pará is taking concrete steps in the bioeconomy by publishing its biostrategy. This is the first biostrategy implemented in Brazil. We still have quite few strategies in entire Latin America. So we do hope that the example of Pará will be replicated in other Brazilian states and in other Latin American countries as well. There are all in all some 60 biostrategies globally, worldwide, at this point of time. Again, in the advisory board of the forum, we have organized the program according to a four-pillar structure. With these 4 pillars, we are communicating with the various stakeholders of the bioeconomy. And thus, I would dare to claim that during these next few days, together, we will form a holistic picture on the state of the bioeconomy 2021. As always, the forum will be summing up with a joint declaration during the day 3. The annual declaration is an important document to manifest the status of the bioeconomy in year 2021. We want not only notify, but we are also providing proposals how different stakeholders could enhance a bioeconomy. That's the reason, or even the declaration is organized based on these 4 pillars. I'm very pleased about the speakers and panelists' contribution into the program. You are insiders to the bioeconomy. And I'm certain that we will hear the latest notions and viewpoints of the bioeconomy during the forum. For the audience, we have a well-constructed and insightful program with the topics again in line on these 4 pillars. So wherever you are, you can choose your session, session 1 or session 2, depending on your own interest, what you are looking after. I also like to thank our partners, the Brazilian Association of Agribusiness and the Brazilian Tree Industry, who have been supporting us with their wide network during the preparatory work. I'd also like to thank the sponsors, supporters for the contribution to the forum. Thanks for the endless meetings we have had between the working group, media team and production team, etc. and so forward. So many people have been involved to make this happen, to materialize this. So we have various meetings in both sides of the Atlantic for the Forum 2021. So with these words on behalf of Advisory Board, I wish you an insightful Forum 2021. It's my great pleasure to declare the Forum 2021 to be open. Thank you. Obrigado.
Ouviremos agora as palavras do
And
presidente
now, the chairman of Brazilian Association for Agribusiness, Mr. Marcello Brito. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Your Excellency, the Governor, Mr. Elder Barbalho. I'd like to greet the representatives of indigenous communities, riverside communities, quilombolas, and all the Amazonian peoples who are here with us today. The Amazon, my friends, is a dream for dreamers. The dream of a developed and preserved Amazon is a dream for realistic dreamers, dreamers who believe in this country and in this region. And it was based on that dream that 25 months ago, around a table in a restaurant in Jukka in northern Finland, my dear friend Mark, who's sitting over there, Teresa, Mr. Jukka Kantola, and our dear friend Ida, who unfortunately couldn't make it. She's from Indonesia, lives in Australia, and couldn't make it today due to the pandemic. But we were talking about how important it would be to hold this forum in the Southern Hemisphere, but naturally being a Brazilian, we wanted it to take place in Brazil. So I'd like to thank the World BioEconomy Forum, its board, for saying yes to the challenge of leaving Finland and coming to Brazil. In 2019, December, I met Governor Elder during the Madrid Cup, and I talked to him about this possibility, and his words were, there is no way this forum will not take place in Belém. I don't know what you're going to have to do, but we are having it in Belém. So I want to thank him, thank Mr. Almeida, Ambassador Everton, and the whole team who works for the government of Pará for working so hard the past 24 months to make this happen. I would like to touch on something briefly. We're all very, very happy that this World BioEconomy Forum is being held here in Pará. It's wonderful to have it here. It's wonderful to have it in the Amazon. But the forum isn't the most important thing. The most important thing isn't this wonderful party that we will be holding over the next few days. The most important thing, what we hope will happen, is that this will be the starting point for a change in mindset for the development of the Amazon region, that it can change how the bioeconomy and the circular bioeconomy can take place in the Amazon. It has to be carried out through construction, preservation, without destruction. This insanity, this insane destruction must come to an end. In the Amazon, there are infinite possibilities, social possibilities for communities in the Amazon, economic possibilities, considering the wealth of the Amazon biomes. So I really hope that at the end of this event, we can all congratulate ourselves and to call it the first day of a new development cycle for the Amazon in Brazil. Thank you so much, and I wish you all a wonderful event. Now, the Executive Director of IBA, the Brazilian tree industry, Mr. José, Carlos Fonseca. If you could join us to deliver your opening remarks, sir. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here, and my mobile phone is ringing in my pocket. Pleasure to be here with you this morning. Very happy. It's an honor for the IBA to take part in this journey. I'd like to greet Governor Barbalho, the Amazon Governor Consortium, the team at the Pará state government, represented by Mr. Brito, the ambassador for Finland. It's an honor to have you with us. And Governor Elder Paulo Arconde, the chairman of the IBA, sends his regards to you. The Brazilian tree industry represents the forestry industry in Brazil. We are part of the national bioeconomy, an important part of the national bioeconomy. And bioeconomy is key to the construction of a green economy, a low-carbon economy, replacing fossil fuels by renewable ones. And that's an important sign of how it is possible to have development and preservation concomitantly, both in the Amazon bioeconomy as well as in other countries of the world, and at a larger scale, the economic development of major companies and sectors that make responsible and sustainable use of nature and its ecosystems. So our industry in Brazil operates in over 1,000 cities. We are the largest pulp exporter and producer on the planet. And all the paper we use every day for packaging, for writing on, for personal care. We also make signs, flooring, forestry biomass for sustainable use. And we are like a refinery. These trees are planted for industrial purposes, and they play the same role as a biorefinery, from which increasingly important products are being made. So in the pharmaceutical industry, in the food industry, in the cosmetics industry, in the textile industry, all of those are being used more and more. So it goes to show that through work, through organization, through the awareness that we all must be sustainable on this planet, there is no plan B for a country in which people can live and breathe for generations to come. And that's why it is such an honor for me to be here, to start this new stage for this debate in Brazil, in the Southern Hemisphere, to show that it is possible to have development and preservation. We plant 9 million hectares of forestry for industrial purposes in Brazil, and we preserve 6 million hectares. And that is the challenge that the planet is facing, the world is facing, and the Amazon particularly is facing. COP26 will start in a few days in Scotland, and Brazil will have to show the world what it has been doing. And many positive things have been implemented. The preservation of the Amazon for 500 years is proof of that effort. But we can do much more if we can bring science together with a well-structured debate and the engagement with our leadership. So I'm extremely happy to be here representing the IBA at the opening of the World Bioeconomy Forum, and may be the first of a series. Maybe it can rotate around different countries in the world to show everyone how sustainable development and bioeconomy can happen. Thank you, and have a wonderful event. And now, Secretary General for the Amazon Cooperation Treaty Agreement, Ms. Alexandra Moreira. Good morning, Your Excellency Governor Barbalho, Governor Dino from the state of Maranhão, the founder of the World BioEconomy Forum, Mr. Kantola, Mr. Fonseca, the ambassador for Finland. We from the Amazon Cooperation Agreement would like to congratulate the organizers on this forum. For the first time in Latin America, the opportunity to bridge the knowledge and experience gap will allow us to bring new investment and opportunities through a joint effort. The Amazon occupies 44% of the Latin American territory, and it's an interconnected system that cuts across borders, including Bolivia, Brazil, Colombia, Ecuador, Guyana, Peru, Suriname, and Venezuela. Its natural, cultural, and social relevance, among others, must be considered in the post-pandemic scenario because it is a key part of a recovery, not only an economic recovery, but social and environmental economy. Its biome, with its many complex interconnections, the Amazon cuts across borders and sectors. That's why the Amazon in 1978, these countries decided to join forces and to sign the Amazon Cooperation Agreement, which led to the OTCA, our organization. Its ambition is both regional, national, and regional. There are roughly 48 million inhabitants in the Amazon, and their living conditions must be improved through more equality, more opportunities that can be profitable. And this vision is not in conflict with a development model that understands that the Amazon's main wealth is its standing forest, which allows the potential of its biodiversity to be used, its hydrological features, preserving traditional knowledge of indigenous peoples. And for that, technology, innovation, science, applied research, and more resources and financial resources will be required so that this biodiversity can lead to other resources. Therefore, we have approved 4 key instruments in 2021. The first, biodiversity program for the Amazon, a forestry program that celebrates an understanding on cooperation and mutual assistance to control fires in response to one of the biggest challenges that countries face in trying to control forest fires. And the first fast assessment of biodiversity, environmental services, and IPBS. It will be made by scientific experts to help us with public policies in these countries. These 4 instruments are the foundation that will allow many initiatives and strategies to be implemented to allow for a more effective management of biodiversity and the Amazon forest, taking its ecosystems into consideration, as well as bioeconomy, the control of illegal deforestation, better planning and land management, the implementation of product traceability systems, among many others. In order to achieve these objectives, we require more cooperation as well as public and private investment. We must be creative and original in the Amazon region so that we can have different development models using AI, innovation, digital governance. These are but a few tools that must be present in new investments, new cooperation, and multilateralism in our region. I'd like to thank you for inviting the OTCA to make its contribution to try to understand how the Amazon can be better managed, not only considering its geographical extension, but because it's shared by 8 countries with different missions, different governments, but which have definitely shown that they can come together for the Amazon. So we consider it very important to have a regional cooperation with the World BioEconomy Forum so that we can have more ambitious, productive action, not only locally or nationally, but also regionally. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will now give the floor to the governor of the state of Amapá, Mr. Costa Silva, representing the president of consortium of the legal Amazon region. And we will now hear Mr. Flavio Dino.
Bom dia a todos e todas.
Good morning to all, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for participating in this event. I would like to greet our colleague and host, Mr. Elder Barbalho, who is the governor of the state of Pará. I am from Pará, and you know, we're from the same states. So the governor of the state of Pará, and I would like to congratulate you for organizing this event, and I would like to also greet your team. Mr. Jukka Kantola, the founder of the World Economic Forum, BioForum, and Mr. Fonseca, the executive director of the Brazilian tree factory, and Mr. Moreira, who is the general secretary. I would like to extend my greetings to Lars, Wilcom, Vanderlei, and I would like to greet all the audience and my dear wife, who is a state representative and here present. I have the honor to represent our dear Governor Flavio Dino. He's the president of the Interstate Consortium of Legal Amazon, and also all the governors of our Amazon region. In my current presence, I would like to greet all those that are here present for this bio-circular economy, and that the first time that this is being held in Brazil and in our dear state of Pará. We have the privilege of welcoming this forum where we're going to hear experts, heads of states, heads of financial institutions, representatives of NGOs, speakers from all over the world are going to be participating, contributing for the contribution and how to use the enormous wealth that we have in this region. The fact that the forum is being held in the state of Pará, right in the middle of the Amazon region, makes the discussions more substantially important. And at the end, we're going to have the World Day for the Bioproduct, which is going to be set. Also, the state of Pará is going to hold the Amazon Summit 21, which is going to discuss bioeconomy in the Amazon region. The consortium of the legal Amazon is also going to hold its 24th Forum of Governors, and the topic is bioeconomy in the common agenda of the Amazon states. This consortium is becoming now consolidated as a consolidated representation of the Amazon region, and seeking the conversion of topics that unite us, the topics that are being approached and covered in this forum have to do with the constitutional subjects of our forum, because green economy, competitiveness, and innovation is the basis of our strategic planning. The basic planning for this is based on three perspectives. One, transform the assets into financial assets, and to strengthen the productive chains, and also have innovation for sustainable development and for biotechnology improvement. The consortium discusses shared solutions to find new models of development for the Amazon region, because here the bioeconomy is the strategy to keep the forest alive and to have the inclusion of those who live here and to protect the most important green area of our planet. One of the projects of our consortium is the creation of a basket of products working in partnership among the 9 states of our region, so that we can have scale and expand our share in the international market. The dialogues in these forums also have close relationship with a plan of green recovery of the legal Amazon, which was launched in June 2021 by the consortium. And we want to stop the illegal deforestation, productive, sustainable production, green technology, training, and green infrastructures. These are the main priority pillars. The second semester of this year, the consortium has elaborated 2 projects focused on bioeconomy, an integrated plan for prevention and combating deforestation and fires, and also to protect the biodiversity. These 2 projects, they stem from the base that to protect the Amazon forest and all the natural wealth that it represents, we have to think on the population of the Amazon region. We must generate jobs and revenue with quality for all the indigenous population. So we governors are going to sign a agreement of cooperation in which we're going to determine resources to strengthen the biodiversity and the different chains of production of the indigenous people. So we hope that this will stimulate, this meeting will stimulate the private sector to contribute to this project. We're also going to discuss one of our proposals with the green energy funds, and we want to invest more than 1 billion in the Amazon economy. All the discussions that are going to be held here as of today in the scope of these forums that I have mentioned, this can be used for the preparation for our participation in the COP to be held in November in Scotland. The Consortium of Legal Amazon is a consistent presence with an office, and it's a dream. And we hope that we'll be able to submit the plan of Green Brazil, uniting the Brazilian states all towards achieving the consolidation of the Brazilian Green Agenda. I wish you all a very successful and fruitful forum. This is one of the most important events that were programmed, and may God bless you all. Ladies and gentlemen, closing the opening ceremony, we're now going to hear His Excellency, the Vice President of Brazil, Mr. Hamilton Mourão. He sent us a video message. I would like to greet all the government authorities here present, and Mr. Jukka Kantola, who is the founder of the Bioeconomic Forum. I am sending my greetings to all those that are participating. Ladies and gentlemen, holding the forum is at a moment where there's an incredible cycle of green growth in the Brazilian Amazon region. sustainable development was victim of a deadlock on one side, people that consider the forest as an obstacle for progress. On the other hand, those that thought that this would be the enemy of production. Now, this false dilemma between developing and preserving and protecting this country, which has so biodiverse, we have to have an economic model of sustainable system. We have had success in the biotechnology for the generation of biofuels, agricultural inputs, pharmaceutical projects, and cosmetics. Now the time has come to transfer this experience in a more ambitious way to the Amazon territory. The Brazilian government has given priority to these. I have the honor of being the president of the Legal Amazon Association. In the last 20 months, we have given priority to fighting against environmental crimes. At the same time, we're articulating an integrated strategy to protect and develop the Amazon region. And during this period, we have held several operations to guarantee law and order and we have the armed forces giving support to the environmental agencies to combat fires and other crimes. And we have the national security and the state as well. And we have the armed forces fighting against all this. More employees are going to be hired for IBAMA, which is our environmental agency. We are going to strengthen all these agencies, and we have also improved the tracking of all this. We're working to implement policies and to trigger more funds for sustainable development. This is why we have been successful in reverting the trend. We have stopped the increase of deforestation. So we want this reduction to keep reducing. We are committed to the COP26, the climate convention that will be held in Scotland 2 weeks from now. It is our national duty, which involves all the areas of the economy, and it's one of the most ambitious in the planet. In April, President Bolsonaro announced that he was going to anticipate 2060 to 2050 of carbon neutral in Brazil. I think that we can also anticipate our zero deforestation, which is for 2030. This is priority, but it's not sufficient. The recent has shown that the population will only be safe when we can have sustainable jobs and revenue for the population. We can no longer present the lowest development indexes of the country. Investments for sustainable use of natural resources are gaining volume in different areas of the Amazon region and in Brazil. The future of a green job is here in Brazil. We count with effective policies for the promotion of sustainable agriculture, the renewable energy matrix, and also for waste. We are now going to have payment for environmental jobs and activities, because those that produce in a sustainable way help to preserve the forest. Let's accelerate this transition in the direction of low carbon world with a new program of green growth that will be announced in the coming weeks by the Ministry of Economy and the Environment. As the president of the national president of the Legal Amazon, I am personally involved in this project and with the potential of bioeconomy. I have two groups of foreign ambassadors and journalists. I have invited them to show them what the situation is and our challenges. The first one came to Manaus and in other points of the Amazon region in November last year. The other came to Belém and Altamira, the eastern part of the forest of Brazil. They saw investments that are important in the updating of the plantation of acai and cocoa and generation of science and technology and rural improvement. We have worked with neighboring countries for the strengthening of the organization of the Treaty of the Amazon Cooperation and for the implementation of the Forum for Bioeconomy in the Amazon announced by the Inter-American Development Bank in March this year. We have also worked with the World Economic Forum and other international organizations for development and sustainable development. The Brazilian private sector is totally mobilized and involved. They have reinforced their activities with more tracking and monitoring. We do not have to fell any trees to improve our agricultural production. The main Brazilian banks have an Amazon plan giving funding for bioeconomy in this region. The potential of growth and the diversity of initiatives shows that the bioeconomy goes beyond the policy of a region or economic sector. The Brazilian state will not be the player of sustainable growth. It's going to be of the Amazon people with international assistance that may invest safely and with sustainability. The totality of the Brazilian nation is more mobilized for the Amazon region. I would like to invite all the participants of this forum to contribute to this transformation. Thank you very much. I wish you a very fruitful forum and a warm welcome to all. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now going to hear the governor of the state of Pará and the host of this forum, World Bioeconomy Forum, Mr. Barbalho.
Bom dia a todas e a todos.
Good morning to all. Ladies and gentlemen, those that are here honoring us in presence and those in remote participation are following the World Bioeconomy Forum here in Belém, the state of Pará. I would like to begin greeting Mr. Jukka Kantola, President and founder of the World Bioeconomic Forum. I would like to thank you, sir, for having chosen for the first time in the history of this important event of global bioeconomy to choose the state of Pará. Thank you for choosing the Amazon as the destination of this meeting. And I would like to thank you and Finland and thank you and our gratitude to discuss bioeconomy in the area which has more biodiversity in our planet. I would like to greet Mr. Brito, President of Abag, which is the Brazilian Association for Agribusiness, so that Pará can be here and participating. I would like to greet Mr. Fonseca, Executive Director of the Institute of Trees, Mrs. Moreira, Secretary General of the Organization of the Treaty of Amazon Cooperation. I would like to thank all of you for the partnership, cooperation, so that this moment, thank you for this moment, this happening at this moment in the state of Pará. I would also warmly greet you all and thank the governors that are part of the legal Amazon region. The presence of all of you shows that our region works integrated and united for the cause and cohesive with the cause of those that here live here. And logically, the search that this new sustainable model is being discussed for our region. I'm saying this on behalf of the governors that are here present. I would like to embrace all the governor of the state of Paraná, governor of the state of Acre. Thank you for your presence. Please transmit our greetings to your state. Mr. Lima, governor of the state of the Amazon. But at the same time, I would like to say how grateful I am for our Amazon friends here. I would also like to greet my dear Benario, who is the governor of the state of Roraima. Thank you very much for being present here. And dear Mr. Rocha, who is the governor of the state of Rondônia, our gratitude to the vice governor Vanderlei from the state of Tocantins. Please, my warmest welcome to you and to everyone, to the governor Flavio Dino, president of the consortium, and he will soon come to our state for a second phase of the forum of the governors here of the legal Amazon, and also Mr. Governor Mendes from the state of Mato Grosso. I would also like to greet the ambassador of Finland, Mr. Jukka Kantola. I would like to thank you for Finland for the first time holding this forum here in Belém, in Brazil, and not having it in your country, in Finland. I would like to thank all the ambassadors and international representatives that are here at this prestigious meeting. I would also like to greet the collaborators of the governor, of those that work in the state, those that are civil servants that have not measured efforts during the last 2 years of articulation and discussion, and deploying a program so that we could welcome all those interested in the dialogue for bioeconomy. My gratitude, I am very grateful for this, and I'm speaking on behalf of Mario Almeida, who is the Secretary of the Environment, and of all the state that has not measured efforts so that we could all be here today at this opportunity. I would also like to greet the traditional people, populations, the indigenous populations, the quilombolas, the riverside communities, and all the inhabitants of this region. The fact is that there only is a reason to discuss this model if we can involve the local inhabitants. This is why I greet them all. And the parliaments, the municipal parliaments and state parliaments here represented. I would like to greet the federal parliament and the vice president, Hamilton Mourão, the vice president of Brazil, for his kind words. And I would like to greet all of those of you that are involved as speakers, that are collaborators, and that you're going to be during the next 3 days conveying your knowledge, your talent, and seeking to contribute from this moment on for a new era of the bioeconomy and the development of the Amazon region and of our planet. I would like to greet also those that believed and participated as sponsors and as collaborators with the government of the state and were involved for the feasibility of this forum that is beginning right now. So it's an honor and a privilege to welcome all of you here in the state of Pará. In the next 3 days, the state of Pará will be connected to the rest of the Amazon, to Brazil and to the world, allowing for a very rich discussion about bioeconomy. This hybrid event that has people that are here, participants that are here present, and those that are connected in a digital way, and participants from South America and the United States, besides Europe, China, and go all the way to Australia. Entrepreneurs, academics, scientists, indigenous people, and local communities that will allow us to build with initiatives and actions that have an objective to make bioeconomy a new tool for the development, sustainable development of the Amazon region. Brazil is involved in biodiversity and the climate. And in this context, the Amazon is where everybody is looking. The Amazon now, with a rate of the climate effect due to the burning the forests. And this, of course, has a consequence in the climate. This rainfall system, the biodiversity, and the capacity for the forest to continue working as a sinking fund of carbon. So this will give us the possibility of progressing in the economy of low carbon. The policy of low carbon guarantees the populations, the traditional populations, and sustainable socioeconomic issues based on the live forest or some other Amazon issues in the 21st century. And those that are available with an unparalleled genetic system that make this opportunity of business more specifically in a century that is moved by science and technology.
Pará is a state that has lost the most coverage based on land coverage. Pará is the second largest state in the Amazon region, and it needs to generate opportunities whilst securing sustainable development, embracing the Amazon forest and reducing GHG emissions. Despite being the fifth largest national exporter and the most populous state in the Amazon region with roughly 9 million people, the wealth produced here has not been equitable to its population. We rank 24th in terms of Human Development Index in Brazil. And 44% of the population lives below the poverty line. In 2020, Pará had a historical milestone by approving its state policy on climate change and providing different opportunities to people, as well as making the climate agenda a reality, fighting illegality, fostering capacity building. The Amazon Now state plan is its main strategy for the sustainable reduction of deforestation in Pará. It brings a long-term strategy to reduce GHG emissions by at least 37% that comes from forest conversion and land use by 2030. We hope to increase that goal to 43% by December 2035. The state of Parà's commitment with sociological development and low-carbon economy has paradigms between production, forestry economy, and sustainable production. Our development, low-carbon socio-economic development anchored by Amazon now seeks to implement public policies that will foster preservation and the appreciation of the environment. Bioeconomy allows us to break down paradigms such as development and environmental preservation, presenting a new model for production. So we hope that investments in the region will follow that direction over the next few years. Bioeconomy is one of the many ways forward towards sustainable development. It has everything it requires to reconcile urgent solutions for the environment and the need to create employment and generate income, as well as provide better services in health and education. There isn't one single bioeconomy concept. There isn't only one single Amazon. There are many Amazons, each one of them with its nuances, peculiarities, wealth, geopolitical complexities, ethnic, cultural, and environmental differences. The Legal Amazon Consortium tries to consider shared interests and to fulfill its strategic potential. Each state requires tailor-made public policies. The state of Pará has the challenge to answer the question, what is the type of bioeconomy we want for the state of Pará? How can we tackle concerns and meet the needs of our population? How can we create a virtuous circle that will solve social and economic issues for the close to 9 million people who live in Pará by keeping a standing forest whilst creating a prosperous and inclusive future? We are prepared to plan a model of economy that considers diversity of our nature and that includes existing social technologies. Traditional knowledge will help us to appreciate those whilst building an advanced economy that is based on science, technology, and innovation. Our goal is to promote an innovative development model that is sustainable for the state, and that includes new businesses and enterprises in strategic industries such as pharma, cosmetics, food, oils, essence, fiber, biofuels, and environmental services. Strengthening research and joining it to the local economy, we can ensure the rights of local people while keeping the forest alive. We realize this is a huge challenge, but we are embracing it and providing the foundation for it to take place, and we are determined to speed up this new agenda through nature-based solutions, green economy-based solutions, and using the potential of the state's biodiversity. In order to tackle that challenge, we have the bioeconomy state strategy for Pará, which is based on the state policy for climate change, which is based on the Amazon Now strategic plan, which includes guidelines that will help us appreciate assets, environmental assets, social assets, cultural assets, and help us implement activities that can generate income based on bioeconomy principles. The bioeconomy strategy is one of the main components of the low emission development plan that is part of the Amazon Now strategy. Its main objective is to create employment, income, and opportunities by implementing a production matrix that is diversified and based on advancements that favor bioeconomy. Adding value and good manufacturing practices can help local businesses to grow and can lead to new national and international sustainable markets. There are many things to be considered, such as how to integrate scientific knowledge and traditional knowledge, decreasing technical competencies shortage, dealing with logistics issues, creating regulatory frameworks that will ensure legal certainty, to promote initiatives among the private sector, the public sector, and the academia, and to tackle challenges regarding production instability and health issues that get in the way of exports. The appreciation of forestry resources in Pará can have the benefit of leading to new innovative products with well-established production chains at scale. And an example of that are resources that are part of local production arrangements, which are a priority here in Pará, such as acai, banana, cocoa, coconut, cupuaçu, palm oil, cashew nut, and beans. There are other opportunities, such as environmental services, which can be reconciled for this production chain. Pará's crop and livestock can grow based on technology rather than increasing acreage. We need to use low carbon technology and to acknowledge traditional forestry production systems, emphasizing the importance of the documents we will be signing for the present and the future of the state of Pará and for the protection of the Amazon. The granting of protected areas in the state is an extremely important instrument to protect forests, biodiversity, and to lead to sustainable use of natural resources and for the promotion of bioeconomy. Using public-private partnerships to do that, because we won't be able to overcome current challenges on our own. Carbon credit trading is key if we want to have an instrument that values environmental services and considers standing forest as an economic asset. The first carbon credit agreements for bioeconomy growers and farmers based on a guarantee fund for bioeconomy that we created was the first step to an innovative use of sustainable investment. We must do our best to make sure such initiatives take place more frequently. Financial resources must come to those who produce sustainably. We require good governance and transparency. The management of environmental assets and their impact on the lives of those who live in Pará has led to the creation of a management committee for the climate with representatives from traditional communities, peoples, the production sector, ensuring participatory management and shared management of our decarbonization strategy, such as the Amazon Now plan. In short, I would like to say we do not want to repeat past experiences where we have been predators and we've left misery, frustration, and wasted opportunities behind us. The construction of a bioeconomy state strategy has many meanings. It means to define tactical aspects based on which the basis for development, low carbon development can take place, a commitment by the state with the appreciation of environmental assets and the creation of a favorable business environment. That means creating the right conditions to build and sustain a market for products that come from social biodiversity, and also appreciating the Amazon brand by using our own solutions. We need to create a virtuous circle of development in Pará and the country. Pará can be the epicenter of that, and to make its contribution to improve the quality of lives and increase the national GDP the north of the country will make this a reality of the 21st century. Long live the Amazon, long live the forests, long live biodiversity, and long live Pará. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the official opening of the World Bioeconomy Forum, and now I would like to invite His Excellency, the Governor of Pará, to sign the document that creates the Preservation Unit of São Benedito. Governor Barbalho.
E participa deste momento a presidente do IDEFLOR Bio, a senhora Carla Benston.
Ms. Carla Benston, chairwoman of the IDEFLOR.
Pedimos que a senhora Carla Benston permaneça no palco.
Ms. Benston, if you could please wait on stage to sign the agreement of the forestry concession to sell carbon credits.
Senhora Carla Benston pelas assinaturas.
Thank you, Ms. Benston. And now, the Secretary for the Environment of the State of Pará, Mr. Almeida, will sign the decree that creates the Management Committee of the Climate State Policy with the Governor of the State of Pará.
Pedimos ao senhor Mauro de Almeida que permaneça no palco.
Mr. Almeida, if you can wait on stage to sign the first 3 operations of the Pará credit transactions with Governor Barbalho. Chairman of Pará, Mr. Brasilino, Associação, can you please join us on stage?
Agradecemos ao senhor Brasileiro Assunção pela
Thank
presença.
you, Mr. Assunção, for joining us. We now conclude the official opening of the World Bioeconomy Forum by making a formal commitment of the State of Pará,
Barbalho
His
e o
Excellency, the
secretário de
Governor
Meio
of Pará,
Ambiente do
and the
Estado do
Secretary
Pará,
for the
o senhor
Environment
Mauro
of the State of
O. de
Pará,
Almeida,
Mr.
assinam
Mauro
agora
Almeida
o
will now
decreto que
sign
cria a estratégia de bioeconomia
creates
do Estado do Pará.
the bioeconomy strategy for the State of Pará.
Com os olhos voltados ao futuro, nós vamos ouvir agora as
Now,
palavras de uma cidadã que se preocupa com o mundo em que viverá
the
daqui a alguns
words
anos. Ela
of a
nos
citizen
brindará com texto de
who
sua autoria para abrir o Fórum Mundial de Bioeconomia. Nós vamos receber agora, senhoras e senhores, a estudante Adriele Luize.
Bom dia a todos. O nosso Pará é um dos estados brasileiros com a maior área verde. Isso graças à floresta amazônica, que é a maior floresta tropical do mundo. Essa grande quantidade de verde faz com que algumas frutas só existam aqui, como é o caso do açaí, que tem vários benefícios para a saúde, como prevenir o câncer, melhorar a saúde do coração, acelerar o metabolismo. E ele também ajuda várias famílias a ganharem dinheiro e se alimentar. Uma coisa que gosto muito no meu estado é a floresta. Sem ela, sem o verde, não dá para viver. A natureza nos ajuda a viver e a respirar, e devemos cuidar dela sempre. Eu sei que estamos passando por uma fase difícil, mas se cuidarmos e preservarmos a natureza, com certeza teremos muitas florestas no futuro. Basta cuidar. Queria deixar uma mensagem. Eu e todas as crianças e adolescentes que estão me ouvindo, nós somos o futuro do Brasil. Devemos cuidar do nosso planeta. Então, faça como eu, escreva uma redação. Quem sabe a sua história não pode chegar em alguém. Das mãos da Amazônia para o futuro, eu declaro aberto o fórum. Obrigada.
Inauguramos o Fórum Mundial de Bioeconomia e informamos aos presentes que de hoje até o dia 1º de dezembro estão abertas as inscrições para o concurso de redação com o tema Bioeconomia e Eu. Isso para as escolas públicas do 7º ao 9º anos, promovido pelo Governo do Estado do Pará. Em nome do Governo do Estado do Pará, nós agradecemos a presença e a audiência de todos. Muito obrigada. Os painéis e apresentações do fórum vão se iniciar em instantes. Agradecemos também a todos que compuseram o palco na manhã de hoje e convido ao palco a senhora Tereza Presas, conselheira do Fórum.
Teresa Presas, who is the counselor for Biodiversity Foundation. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful forum.